Hey everybody, this is Mr. Storm, and we are going to work on a project, one of the examples for our term project. Now you don't have to build this project if this seems maybe not interesting to you. Maybe if it's something that you want to, I don't know, you want to do something else. You can by all means go ahead, but this is the project we're going to be making. This is going to be a very basic example of a piano styles type game. This is going to be an easy project, one of the easier of the 5 choices you have. So this is essentially what it looks like. So random piano tiles will fly up, and I have Scratch muted. Hold on, let me unmute it. Right, and it'll play a random note as they come up. There's no way to lose this game. It's just kind of a more relaxing click on tiles kind of thing, right? So let's go ahead and build that game. I have a new project here open in Scratch. I'm going to call this Piano Tiles. Okay. Now the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to get rid of our sprite. We want to set up our backdrop. We want like a black background. Oh, no. Let's do this. We'll go into Paint. And I'm just going to take a square here, and I'm going to set the fill to the color that I want. I'm going to make mine black. You can make yours whatever you want. Yeah, I'll just make mine black. And then I'm just going to drag across the whole background here. So now we have a fully black background. Perfect. Okay, now the next thing we need is a sprite. We need just one of the piano sprites. So I'm going to do the same thing here under the sprite menu. I'm going to go to Paint, the paintbrush. I'm going to grab this, and I'm actually going to make it, let's make it a red piano tile. Now with this square shape, this rectangle, if you start dragging, notice that it's going to make oddly shaped rectangles. I actually want a square. So what we can do is, first of all, I'm going to get rid of the outline here by clicking this line. Okay, so what you can do is when you're clicking and dragging that thing out, if you hold down the Shift key, it'll make a perfect square. Now the other thing I want to do is I want to make sure it's lined up perfectly in the center there, right? And I can do that by making that blue cross kind of match up, click right into the center. Okay, perfect. And let's see, that's a bit big. I'm going to set it to maybe 75. Oh, I just undid what I did. So let me do that again. And you know what? That'll be just about fine. Okay, so now we have a sprite. I'm going to go ahead and program in everything we need for this one sprite. And then for the other tiles, all we have to do is duplicate and make some small changes. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want a when the green flag is clicked block. And we need to think about what we're going to do here. Basically, I want it to, first of all, I want it to hide right away, because I don't want there to be any tiles on my screen at the beginning of the game. So I want to hide it first. So when the green flag is clicked, I want it to hide. Okay. Now I'm going to want it to move down toward the bottom of the screen, but we'll do that in a second. What I really wanted to do is pick a random time and a random X value on the bottom to come up. So let's do this. Let's set a weight. Now, because this weight, oh, sorry, there's a train going by. If you can hear that, that's a train outside. If the block has a circle in it like that, then we can add any circle operator inside of it that we want. And so I'm going to add a pick random, and I'm going to go between 1 and, let's say, 4 seconds. And then I want it to go to the bottom of the screen. So I'm going to do an X and a Y here. Go to X and Y. The Y is going to be easy. It's just going to be negative 180. Okay. And the X is going to be something random. So let's choose that pick random again. And it's going to be from, let's say, negative 200 to positive 200. So anywhere from here to here, it's going to be able to spawn. Okay. What's next? Oh, we need to show it, so it needs to be shown. Okay. And then we need some way for it to move up the screen. So we can actually use a repeat until block for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to say repeat until a certain condition is met. And in this case, the condition is when the Y position is essentially the top of the screen, then we'll reverse. We'll do it again. So let's see. So when the Y position, we'll say is greater than, so that we can catch it if it slips past somehow. We'll say 180. And it's going to be the Y. So when the Y position is greater than 180, then we want to change Y by, I don't know, what's a good number here? Let's see. Hold on, I'm just looking at my notes here. Okay, let's change Y to... Actually, you know, it's better if we have a variable for this. Okay, but for right now, we'll just say change Y by 10. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to click play. We're going to wait until... Oh, there it goes. 10 is too fast. So let's say maybe 5. That's a little better. 5's good. Maybe 3 is even better. Now, at some point, we're going to want to change this so that our speed gets faster as we play. But for right now, this is fine. This is a good, manageable speed. Okay, now here's the problem. I don't want this to only happen once. I want it to happen forever. So what we can do is grab a forever block and wrap all of that in a forever block. So now, if we watch, it'll get up to the top, disappear, and then in a couple of seconds, a new one will come in a random position. We've basically set up our main movement for our block now. Okay. The other thing is we need to play a random note whenever the piano tile is clicked, right? We need to play some music. The problem is in the sounds section, there's not really an option for that. So we need to go to, So we need to go to this section down here, and we need to grab this music package. This will add some more functionality to our game. So right here, okay? So we want to say when this sprite is clicked, so where is that? When the sprite is clicked, we are going to play some music. And for us, we want to pick a random note. So we're going to play a note, and it's going to be a random, pick random, between 48 and 72. 48 and 72, and we'll say for half a beat. So let's see if that works. So now that works, but the problem is the tile doesn't go away when we click on it. So let's set that up now. So what we're going to do is use another when this sprite is clicked. Where are you? Right here. Just put it right there. And we want it to do a cool spin before it, so we can tell that we clicked on it. So that's actually pretty easy to do. Let's set up a repeat. We'll say repeat 10, and then let's rotate it. Rotate by, 36 degrees, 10 times. And then let's point in a direction. We'll point in 90 degrees. And then we'll hide it. We'll just basically hide it. So that's going to be really pretty much all of the functionality. There we go. And now it's working exactly the way it's supposed to. Perfect. Okay, now there are a couple more things we need to do. First, we need to set it up so that our game can track some data for us. We want to see how many tiles we've missed, how many tiles we've clicked on. We also want to be able to speed up the tiles as we go. So let's go to our backdrop here. This is a good place to put this kind of code because, you know, there are no sprites here. The backdrop stays there forever. So let's say when the green flag is clicked, we're going to use some variables. And we're going to need 3 variables. Let's create 3 variables. I'm going to say tile speed is 1 variable. We're also going to do tiles clicked. That will be another variable. And we will say tiles. No. Yeah. Actually, we can just track the tiles clicked. We don't even really need to worry about the tiles that we missed in here. Okay, so first we need to set our variables to something at the beginning of the game. So I'm going to set tile speed. That 2 was nice. Well, 3 was nice. Let's do 2 just to slow it down a bit. And I'm going to set tiles clicked to 0. So at the beginning of the game, we're setting tile speed to 2, tiles clicked to 0. And then we want to, basically every 10 seconds or so, we want to increase our speed. So let's say forever, we're going to wait 10 seconds. Then we are going to change, not set, but change tile speed by, should we do 1? Let's see how that feels. So we're playing. It's going at 2. After about 10 seconds, it should go up to 3. There we go. Now it's at 3, so the tiles are going to be a bit faster. And in another 10 seconds, it'll go up to 4. There we go. Okay. Now you can play around with these variables and, you know, maybe you don't want it to go up by 1. Maybe you want to go up by half every 10 seconds, or maybe you don't want to wait for 10 seconds. Maybe you want to only wait for 5. Whatever you want to do. It's really up to you. Okay. Let's take a look at our sprite here again. All right. So, oh, you know what? That wasn't actually doing what we wanted it to do. I'm kind of embarrassed. I didn't catch something. Here's something that we missed. We created a variable called tile speed, but we forgot to put it in here. So let's drop tile speed in there and let's see how the game changes. So 2 is incredibly slow, right? And at 3, we can see it even picks up speed right there. So 3 is going faster. And 4 is going even faster. So you can see how this will pick up speed pretty quickly. Let's see how fast 5 is. 5's going pretty quick. Okay, so now we have tile speed. There's one more problem. Notice that I have my tiles clicked variable up here, but I haven't actually done anything here to track how many tiles I've clicked. So that's actually pretty easy. We already have an event that's handling when the sprite is clicked. All I have to do is change tiles clicked by 1 in that variable, and then whenever I click on a tile, notice that it changes to 1. Okay, so that functionality is set up. And believe it or not, we're basically done at this point. I mean, there's really not much else we need to worry about other than creating some more blocks. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and duplicate this block 3 times so that we have so we have 4 different blocks. You can make as many as you want. I'm just going to do 4. And then we can change the fill color. Oh, we've got to select it first. Then change the fill color to something interesting. Green looks good. We'll change this fill color to nice looking blue. You have to select it first. Change it to a nice blue. And let's select this and make this a nice, I don't know, like a yellow. Sounds good. Okay, so now when we play the game, it will essentially do the same thing, except for with only 1 sprite, or except before we only had 1 sprite, now we have 4. So nice. So yeah, so that's basically our game. I mean, again, like I said, there's no lose condition. It's just more of kind of a relaxing game. See how many sprites you can click. By the way, if you want to get rid of this tile speed variable here, all you have to do is uncheck the tile speed thing, and then you can move your tiles click up there to the top if you want. And we'll say, do we want it to be large? Yeah, that looks better. So now you have a fully functional Piano Tiles game. That is, like I said, one option for your final project. That is an easy option. I would like to see some difference. I would like to see you change this in some way, make it a little different. Maybe add more tiles, add more whatever, make your tiles look cool. Maybe try to set up lines so that your tiles go in a specific, I don't know. It's completely up to you, but I think this is going to be a really really fun project. Here's an idea. You can set up the different colored tiles to play a specific note. So each tile plays a specific note. So I don't know. There are all kinds of ideas you can run with. Anyway, have fun with this project. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you next term.